You may have noticed I've referred to our participants, and that's because our participants participate in their own change. It really doesn't work if they don't own it and commit to it. So, indeed, we call our clients participants. As you might imagine, they're typically jobless, homeless, or underemployed. As we say, living on the edge of poverty. They are not typically the chronically homeless, though we have some of those folks. But they are stuck, you might say, in the ditch of life, in the metaphor of the Good Samaritan parable. As the man was stuck on the side of the road in the ditch, so too our participants are stuck, and that's the technical term we use to describe their condition. But I want to suggest to you that, quote, their condition is really our condition, because it's the human condition. Because who among us has not been stuck? So Antoinette is a 2018 Strive grad, but boy, does she have a story to tell going back to then and continuing through the pandemic. And so let me introduce to you Antoinette Green, the star of this story.
Okay. Good morning. Like David said, I'm Antoinette Green. I grew up in the Ward 8 community of DC in the Anacostia area. The way I became familiar with Samaritan Ministries is through the Scribe program. Unfortunately, in 2018, I lost my job while my son was 2 years old, and I was experiencing a time where I was homeless from time to time, staying at people's houses. And like David mentioned, I kind of felt stuck. When I lost my job, I felt like, I couldn't take care of my son. That things wasn't going to get better. Um, so I fortunately ran into the Scribe program, walking on the Good Hope Road area where I found the Skyline Workforce Center, and I went in and I asked the receptionist, but actually I didn't know what they did there. I just knew that they help people find jobs. So I just went in and I asked. I said, "Did you guys have any programs available that would help me with, find a job?" And they asked me what I was interested in. And at that moment, I didn't. I just said I just needed anything because, like I said, I just need to feed my son. Um, so I was luckily introduced into the Scribe program, but they had told me the class had just filled up because they were starting in 2 days, and they told me to come back in 3 weeks. So I kind of felt, I was a little defeated because I was like, oh, I have to wait 3 weeks. But speaking with one of the caseworkers there, she was able to squeeze me in for one spot into this already overcrowded classroom. And she told me just come in that Friday, which was 2 days from there. And from there, I came in the morning, and the class was filled. It had to be at least like 20 people there. And that's when I was introduced to the instructor, Ms. Duffy. Um, Ms. Duffy informed us that the class would not be a typical, job readiness class, that it would be what we made of it. So from there, she told us that it was more of a job simulation, other than sit through a class and then they get you a job. So within the first week, about 50% or more of the class dropped out, and it left us with just 4 females and a male in the class. Most people left because of the ruse. Um, like I said, it was a job simulation, so we had to dress professionally. We had to come on time, and we actually have tasks. And one second, watch out. Oof. We had tasks and job assignments, which most people did not want to do. I went through the entire class, and within the 3 weeks of me being there, I got 3 job interviews, and each one I was turned down. So at the end of the class, I felt discouraged because I didn't get a job. I had just got a new resume, which I was okay with, but the moral that I wanted was a job. the last assignment was a job fair, which I told Ms. Duffy I did not want to go because after reading the flyers for hospitality, and I had no skills in hospitality. I was just past skills was working retail, and I felt like I was underqualified. But after talking to Ms. Duffy, and she told me, she said after the 3 weeks that we had been there, that the skills that I did find out that I have just from taking our courses and market interviews, she said you go there and you let them know what you do know and what you was willing to learn. So I took that faith and that prep talk that Ms. Duffy gave me, and I went there. And at that job fair, I signed up for the lowest position, which was housekeeping. Because, like I said, I felt I didn't have any skills that would qualify me for any of the higher positions. So when I went in for my interview and I spoke with the gentleman introducing the interview, he asked me, "Why did you want to be a housekeeper?" And I said, "Because it took the less skills, and I felt I'll probably just do better there." And he asked me, "Why not do the front desk? Why not do customer relations?" And I said, "Because I don't have any skills, but I have worked at retail shops and malls and at the Air and Space Museum." And he told me, he's like, we're going to proceed with this interview, but I want you to actually go for the front desk. So we went through the interview, and I was actually selected for the next round where I spoke with 3 people, which at the time I was unaware was the GM of the property, the assistant general manager, and the front desk manager. So he told me to, repeat what I felt, and I told him I was coming for the housekeeping position, but he wanted me to try for front desk. And I told him the skills, my soft skills that I had learned that I had while I was in the program, and I told him I was willing to learn any skills that, if they gave me a shot. After speaking with them, they actually told me, they said, "We like your personality, we like your smile, and we like your willingness to learn." It was like, "We want to hire you for the front desk." So from there, I informed Ms. Duffy that I did get a job, after almost not going. And it was because of her that, I now found a job. And within the 6 months of me working there, I worked super hard because I wanted to prove to them that, I didn't just say that I was willing to learn. I wanted to show them I was. And within 6 months of being there with no prior skills, I was promoted to the front desk supervisor. And in that 6 months, I kept in constant touch with Ms. Duffy. And my story that I told Ms. Duffy was, so inspiring about my upbringing that I ended up becoming contacted with Samaritan Ministries. That's where I met David and everyone there at the main place. So from there, I was always in constant touch with anyone, not just David, but Ms. Duffy or people at the Skyland Workforce that didn't just ask about, my employment status. They asked about my son. They asked about, did we need any assistance with housing or, mental health assistance. They even helped me get in contact with a mental health provider. So I have a caseworker that helped me in regard to my housing. Within my year of working at the hotel, I was able to secure my own apartment, which I've been living here now for a year. I was able to get my son into school. So it's been a great honor to, meet everyone there and, be a participant and actually graduate. I also give back to the program. Anyone that I meet that I know want change or, looking for help, I always send them to Scribe, or I tell them about Samaritan Ministries. Even with this pandemic here now, as you know, a lot of people unfortunately lost their job. The hospitality field, of course, we saw a really big hit with most of my team being furloughed. Our team dropped from 10 people to 4. So a lot of my agents, of course, are now gone. And they're starting to feel like how I felt in 2018, where I felt hopeless because it's going on basically almost 7 months. And unfortunately, they're not going to get called back no time soon into work. So the same type of encouragement Ms. Duffy gave me, I try my best to reach out to my team members, even if they're not on my team no more, because I personally know the feeling of feeling hopeless or, thinking how I'm going to feed my kid And I just always try to speak with them and give them words of encouragement. Even tell them about the Scribe program, tell them about Samaritan Ministries and how they can get supplies. So I try to be a great advocate for people because I know how it feels to be stuck. And I know how it feels that that one person can make a big difference in your life. So, um, so I just want to end the story or my testimony with, um, no one knows how much something can change you. So I like to always tell David and Miss Duffy, thank you, because without them, without Samaritan Ministries, I don't know where I would be, or how far me and my son would have got. And I want to thank you guys for listening to my testimony.
My thanks to Antoinette, Ms. Duffy, and David Wolf. And my thanks to you. I know you're going to respond to helping out with those items that will help people feel like they matter. They're small things, but they're important things in people's lives. So take a look at that list and help us out to raise those items for Samaritan Ministry.